Hello and welcome to Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Just knock the card off of there. Okay. All right. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say. Oh my goodness. We have, it looks like the Empress. Well, yeah, I'm going to go with it. I was going to say maybe the High Priestess, but no. This is the Empress for sure. Okay, and let's just kind of turn this and look before I get too into it. So our card for today is the Three of Discs, and this has everything to do with works. Work. Getting it all together, building, learning, studying, growing, making money, making that shmoneys. But you know, the real thing to mention here is the development of your skills and development of self. All right. Okay, so we're going to start. I mean, we have the head here kind of in this reclined position on a throne, enthroned, okay? A place of wisdom, knowing, being decisive, discerning, decisive, but also the ever learning, ever bringing in more and more data, okay, filtering that knowledge into wisdom, and then adjusting for whatever the situation calls for. And that's what a good leader, ruler, boss, administrator, whatever it is, does. So I think that we are definitely in this power position. If this is perceived, or, really you are just like you're, the ruler of a kingdom. And I see below, and this is why I think maybe you are in a position of like management, or you run a business, you have your own business, maybe you have an employee or two, but we have these people below and they look like they are working, they're fast at work. I wanted to point this one out, made me kind of laugh. TT keeps showing up. If you know anything about my channel or my husband's channel, shout out to Dove and Serpentaro, you know that we have two cats. One is a big hairy one named Pudgy, and the other one is one of those hairless Sphinx cats, and her name is TT. She shows up in the tea leaves quite often. And so we have here kind of this basset. You can see the head, the body, and it looks like this person is either coming down to give her a kiss on the head or lifting her up. Lifting her off of the table and saying, okay, thanks. Now you have to get out of the reading. But anyways, so we have work, okay? Working. A lot of busyness. So, a big thing here, time management, okay? You are, I assume, in charge of maybe the routines of the household, routines of maybe even at the workplace. Again, if you have a business, everything is about scheduling, figuring out when you can get things done, making a point, whatever. There's a lot that goes into it. And so I think this is going to be a time of maybe a transition in routines, schedules, It makes sense, especially if you have kids, or you know, you have some kind of seasonal work, or affected by season and weather work. We are going into the deeper part of this season here. It's autumn. It's getting cold. Today was cold outside. I couldn't believe it. You know, and windy as well. So affects a lot of different things. I think that it's important to be conscious of allowing yourself some downtime, not overscheduling yourself. Okay, but also, you know, there's so many things that we end up losing a lot of time to. Okay, and for me, this is like the transitional stuff, you know, especially getting everybody together to get out to the car. But also things like checking our phones, chatting on the phone, chatting, you know, with, you know, on Messenger and this kind of thing. Next thing I know, I've lost like 30 minutes, and I really don't have 30 minutes during the day. I don't have 30 minutes for anything, really. So, you know, just being mindful of these things. Do yourself a favor, try to be a little bit early. I feel like there is a rising anxiety throughout all of the signs, and that, you know, maybe that is, I don't know. There's something celestial happening, I imagine. I think that there's actually an eclipse coming up here. But there seems to be something around time. So what I've been saying is, let's make sure that we give ourselves a little bumper time if we can. Okay? Try to be a little bit early. Do not run yourself ragged being late, constantly apologizing and, you know, or missing things or whatever it is, okay? Aim for being there a little bit early. You know, if you have the ability to do so, it makes life all that much easier. I know things I take for granted that I live in an area where we don't have a lot of traffic. I do not miss traffic. I don't miss that about living in the city. Now when we go up to the city, it is, if I have to sit in traffic for more than 5 minutes, I'm starting to like, I will plan my whole driving schedule around, going into a larger area when there's like the least amount of traffic, even if I have to go really early or really late or, you know, whatever. So, you know, I know a lot of us are dealing with other things, you know, traffic, kids, running people around, and, you know, maybe you have more than one job and things go late, and it's just a lot. I know. But where you can, give yourself a little bit of a break, okay? And, you know, I think that the thing that is interesting about you, Taurus, is that, and I've said this before, and I hope nobody ever takes it as a negative, but I think that most Taurus people I've known in my life, and what I read about you all, is that, especially solar Taurus, but lunar Taurus as well, is that you all have a kind of almost eccentric side, a very, just a very different way that you perceive the world than most people. Innovative, really interesting takes on things. You're very thoughtful, and really good at creating something with your kind of really unique experience and interesting perspectives. You create cool stuff. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a musician, you know, whatever it is. Maybe you have a business that's kind of really cool and has like a different aesthetic or something. Whatever it is, though, you have this pull. You speak to people in a way that they're not used to. You have ideas that are kind of really intriguing, enthralling, enchanting. And I think this is what makes you somebody that is so interesting as like a lead person. I think that you're very relatable, okay? But again, and you have these innovative, kind of almost eccentric ways about you, or you know, the way that you think about things. The other thing is that you have confidence. Okay, you're a very confident person, and those two things together make everything you do kind of feel very authentic, thought out, intentional. Okay. And so I think this makes people really want to be around you, you know. On the other hand, I think that people that don't get you, they really don't get you. But I don't think there's a lot of people like that. But I think that there are people. You also get people who are kind of just jealous. I think people are just kind of like, you know, how do you, you know, how do you think of all this, like, really interesting stuff? Like, how do you dress so cool? Like, you know, how are you just, like, the cool kid or whatever? And I think that people are, you know, have some kind of jealousy about that a little bit. And I don't think you're really bothered by it. I don't think it really even matters to you. It's, like, barely on your radar. But you know, I think that the big thing here is the work is going well. I feel like, you know, your people that are in your life that kind of you work with, that you oversee, they're all just kind of going about their business, and you're really good at motivating people to do what they should be doing. And I feel like we have like a fish hook here. So I feel, interestingly, it almost seems like you are looking for, I mean, you're looking for something. It doesn't seem, I think you're really looking for something. And I don't know if this is like your next inspiration, or I almost wonder if this is like a love thing. This is in that physical realm. It could be that you're looking for like a better position, or financing or something, maybe to help like a project you're doing. But I think this is almost like you're looking, like you have your, like, you have a crush, you're interested in somebody. Maybe you want to be a friend, you know, have like a new friendship. But you, I think, are kind of, you know, laying down the groundwork to get to know this person. And it's almost kind of, you got your little fishing hook out there. You're looking to make your catch. And I'm looking at this one, and it looks like some kind of like dancing being. Okay. I feel like there's a sense of invoking your voice into the world, making those sacred utterances, speaking your intention. Okay. And I think that the other part of this is that you are really working on strengthening your abilities and skills. You're doing a bit of the dance, you know. And I think that there just seems to be really this powerful, it's like a channel of manifestation flowing through you. But you know enough that you have to align that ability to manifest with the environment and tools, so that you are able to continue we can manifest good fortune, but what are we going to do with it? How are we going to maintain that once it has come to be? This is what all the stories are about, like the monkey's paw and all that. Everything has kind of its other side, right? And that can get really, really messy if we are not ready for it. I think, a real practical example is people who get famous really quickly. It's almost like it seems like they just wished for it, although they've done probably some amount of work, right? Or a lot of work. But then they're not prepared. Okay, and you see a lot of people. We love to gawk at famous people and their rise and descent, right? And anybody who their hubris is just, we would just wait for their flying too close to that sun, and then just we collectively kind of like watch these people fall apart. But that, I think in minor ways this happens to us all if we receive something that we are not ready for. It could go poorly. So I think that this, you're aware of this, and you prepare yourself. You're putting your intentions out there. You are working on manifesting, but you are also honing your skills, readying the environment, getting things all set up so that you can make this thing work long term, not just a short-lived thing. Okay? This is not about a dalliance. Okay, we have a sailboat. We have a T. Yeah. So we have kind of, it seems like a little bit of movement towards the future. This is going this way. It seems like you are kind of, it's not super full of the air. It doesn't look like it's in a lot of movement, but you are steadily moving forward. And I think things are going pretty well. It seems like, the hard work is paying off. Okay. And then the T, that's an important letter. It could be a name. It could be, I don't know. It's a sacred word. I don't know. I'm just here to bring you the letter. So if you want to share what it is, please do. Okay. We also have the earthbound. Oh, did I rub my makeup? I just rubbed my eyes and I have it all over my fingers. I always forget I have makeup on. All right. So earthbound oracle cards. Okay. And I'm just going to use these to kind of punctuate the message of the reading. I'm going to stop where it feels right. Hopefully not get my makeup all over. Okay, so we have the apple and the gift. All right. It seems that, in this case, I feel that you are the one that is kind of bestowing your gift upon the world. You are, and see, this is the thing. You, like I said, you have this ability to kind of bring people in. They're really interested in you, but I think that you also, you're really good at teaching people, making people feel heard, but also understanding what you're trying to explain to them. So you are like giving the best gift when you work with other people, when you take the time to help them kind of, to understand things and motivate them to, do the hard work. But also, I think you inspire people to want to create, figure out where their voice is at, figure out what their medium is. And that's the most beautiful gift to give. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such a pleasure and an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And as we know, the algorithm kind of decides everything about everything. So we like to give it the engagement that it likes and it wants. And those are things like liking the video, sharing the readings on other social media platforms. What's the other one? Oh, watching the readings from the beginning to the end. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. I appreciate all of them. I love getting to know you all. And I added a perk to the 1-member level that I have, and that is access to the Discord channel. Discord is like a chat room. So if you want to chat with me and the other members that are over there on Discord, you know, all you have to do is kind of join and you have access. Okay, thank you, and we will talk again really soon.